Hi crafty peeps, hello, it's T from Oz Paper Crafts, and I'm so excited to show you what happened of day one of album retreat. So I've got like the pages to go through. It is not too late to get album retreat, and there's a special Facebook group for it. So when you order the kit, you'll get this welcome card, and it's got the QR code to join the Facebook group. And so it is still available. So if you go on the website here, it's still available. The product code is 168051, or you can just type in album retreat here in the search bar, and that'll bring you to this page. And yes, it is $250, but I'm going to tell you, $250 sounds like a lot, but it's not, because you get 36 hours of instruction. You're making a full album. So 20 pages, 10 two-page layouts. Everything comes ready to go. You get everything with the kit. You get all the supplies you need. You get embellishments. You get flip flaps. You get twine, the photo holders. And the thing I love too is you get 4 stamp sets. So 2 different alphabet stamps and then 2 different everyday stamp sets. And you get this awesome Golden Glow shimmer brush, which no one else can get right now. The shimmer brushes are not available till later in May. We don't have a date yet. And you get gel pens. So you get all this really great stuff to make all these amazing pages. So what I wanted to show you today was the pages that I made, and then talk a little bit about the leftovers and the bonus that I'm going to give as my thank you gift to you for anyone who orders album retreat from me. Because like I said, it is not too late to join the party. So even though you won't be able to join it live, that's okay. All the videos are going to be available on Facebook forever. So not just the next 30 days. Facebook deletes them after 30 days, but Stampin' Up! Will make them available in perpetuity. So they will load them to YouTube and then link them from the Facebook group so you can watch them whenever you want. Okay. So I want to show you this page here, this 2-page layout. Happy Days was taught by Sarah Douglas, the CEO of Stampin' Up! And it's just a very simple page with lots of greenery. And I just love this new floral paper that's coming out, and this new color, this new in color, crisp cantaloupe. So pretty. And it's got this little pocket here that we made. I don't have it glued down all the way because I don't have all my photos on here, but like with this really cute journaling card. She showed us how to wrap the twine around it. So here, I can pick it up and show you. She showed us how to wrap the twine. We did this stamping with this really awesome stamp. So this was the stamp that we used. And I just loved it because this is not something I would normally do. And that is what, to me, album retreat is all about, is getting you out of your comfort zone, making pages you wouldn't normally make, teaching you new techniques. So we started out with this one, relatively simple, went together pretty quickly. So this was project 1. And then project 2 was a little bit more involved. Actually, it was way more involved. So this one, let me just zoom in a little bit. There's a lot of interactive elements here. So let's start with, so it has these tags that pull out. So it has real tags with the strings attached to them. And so these pull out, right? And this is where I can do my journaling. Let me just zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see, okay? So this is where we do the journaling. And let me just show you. We did this here with the shimmer brush. So I don't know if you can see the sparkly, if my camera can really pick it up. But we did this. We stamped on it with those really awesome outline stamps, and then we colored it in with the shimmer brush. So I loved it. And then we made these really nice pockets here. And I will say the one thing I learned from making the pockets, they give you the measurements and they do fit these cards pretty exactly. But I think if I were to redo this, I would make the pocket bigger so that this slides in and out a little bit more easily, because right now I feel like I struggle with it. And this one here is a real pocket too, but I'm gonna zoom in, okay? There you go. All right, so this one here, because it had this, I actually had to redo this one. So it's supposed to be the whole length. You're supposed to be able to fit 2 photos, but I struggled with the way I made my pocket here underneath and the adhesive. I struggled to pull this in and out all the way. So I just cut it off and I made do with what I could. So yeah, see, I just put the adhesive in kind of the wrong way. So I would guide you guys through how to make the pocket a little bit bigger. And so, yeah, see, I can't get that in very well. So anyway, I made do with what I could, but I learned a lot of cool things. I learned how to make this pocket. I learned how to do these tags. I also learned to make them bigger. This was some, I forgot what you call it. Oh, double stamping. So we stamped first the yellow background part of the star, and then we stamped the outline part of the star on top of it. So it was 2-layer stamping. Maybe that's what you call it, 2-layer stamping. We also stamped all of this with that same stamp I just showed you, that Sarah, that we had stamped on the other page with Sarah. So it was this one. So we made our own like DSP paper, and she showed us a really great technique about how to get that spacing just right. So that was something I learned, which I will adopt and use for my other pages. We also did this part I thought was brilliant. I don't know, can you see it? Let me just hold this up. See this stitching here? That is a stamp. And let me just show you the stamp. It's this one here. And she showed us a really great technique on how to get the stitching around the page, okay? Around the whole page so that it looked really professional. I often will do this with a journaling pen, but mine just kind of looks like doodles. And this way it looked really professional. I'm going to zoom out so you can see the whole page again. Trying to zoom out there. Okay. The other magical piece about this layout here is this here. This is called a waterfall, and we used it, we made this with flip flaps. So there'll be a photo here. Zoom in just a touch. There'll be a photo here, and we have these really cool stickers that we put on to lift it, okay? And then you can see there's a sentiment here, great company and a whole lot of laughter. So I've already got an idea of what kind of photo I'm gonna put here based on this sentiment. And then this here, and this part here, let me see if I can lift it up. This this speckling, we did that also with the shimmer brush. And the way we did it, and this was a technique that, so I should mention, Karen Peterson taught this class, and she is former Close to My Heart. She was the instructor and director of training and programs at Close to My Heart. I'm not sure that was her official title, but that's what she did. So she had taught us this technique before, where you take the shimmer brush and you make these splatters. So she did that again, and we learned 2 different ways to do splatters with the brush. So I don't want to give it all away because I know you all are gonna tune into that class and learn how to do it. But I will be adopting this technique in the future in classes that I teach you. So anyway, going through the water, they call this a waterfall, right? So, because it flows. So we have another one here, another sentiment here, and joy. Of course, we made that with a couple of stamping techniques. More photos, and then another place for a mini photo here, full of joy. Okay, and this makes me full of joy. This whole waterfall flip flap creation here, which I just love. And yes, it's a little bulky on the page, but look at how many photos you can get in there, and it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful addition to the page. And the other thing I like about it is it's not terribly busy. With all that we did on this page, I don't feel like the page looks busy. I feel like your eye focuses on the title here, Good Times. Once you get the photos on, that'll grab your attention. I don't feel like there's a lot going on the page here, but I don't feel like it's distracting. So anyway, I learned how to do these tags and how to make these really cool pockets, and then how to do this waterfall technique using the flip flaps. So this class was a little bit more involved. I followed along as much as I could live, but then I had to stop and do some of this. I wanted to take my time doing some of this a little bit more carefully. And then of course, the waterfall technique, I wanted to make sure that I got these ordered in the right way and fit right on this page just exactly. So I had to go back and do a little bit of rewinding for this class because it was so involved and I really wanted to take my time and get it right. I kind of rushed through this and I ended up having to punt on this and cut it off, you know, and not because I rushed too much and I didn't get the glue in the right place on this pocket. So anyway, I made it work in the end and I still will make this work. I'll get it back in there. But I thought this was a really great page and I learned a ton and I especially just love this stitching. I'm going to be using this stamp forever. I think this stamp is going to forever live in my collection. And then the last class was taught by Corey from Stampin' Up, and I just loved, isn't this just gorgeous? Oh, I love everything about this page. So, okay, let me start with the left side here. So we made this quilt pattern. All of these were already pre-cut, okay? And so we just had to assemble it into a heart shape, which Corey taught us how to do. And she taught us the technique of how to do this so that all of our edges lined up perfectly, okay? So that was really, really helpful because I'd seen quilting techniques before, but how to get it so that you're not like all wonky with your pieces, because they do fit together kind of exactly. She gave a lot of tips on how to do that. But then the other thing I love, again, this stamp here for the stitching. We did all the stitching here so it looks like a real quilt, right? And I'm kind of sad that the photos cover up some of it because I did such a good job stamping it. I loved it. And then, of course, we did the 2-layer stamping with these flowers and the greenery. And I wasn't paying attention. I was being a bad student and didn't realize that was supposed to be petal pink ink. I used Calypso Coral for both, but I think it worked. I think it's totally fine. You would never know if I hadn't told you that was supposed to be a lighter shade of pink. But I did it with the Calypso Coral and I love it. And most likely, whatever photos I put in here, it's going to look gorgeous with it. So my heart lives here and I probably will do something, I don't know, something underwater, hiking, because that is where my heart lives. So, and then the corresponding page, also kind of the quilting pattern, but not in a shape, just your traditional square quilt. We did the stitching again here. We used the double stamping technique. This is where the date will go. She taught us how to tie the bow there. No amazing tricks, but anyway, it was a great little use of the twine. Now, I didn't put this page together exactly the way the sample looks. So if you go and look at the instructions, you'll be like, Tamara, what did you do? I took creative license and I put my date piece here. I think they had it up here and all clustered together with that, which was fine. But I just really wanted something down here. And I think I even organized the photos slightly differently. So anyway, I'm looking forward to getting my photos on here and telling the story. And that was the other really nice thing about Album Retreat, is it really reminded me the purpose of why we're doing this. So it's not just to have our photos displayed in a pretty way, but it's to tell really important stories in our lives, so that we have those stories to pass down for generations to come. So it was wonderful how Karen and Corey and Sarah like told the stories behind their photos. I just love that part. Okay, so that was the 3 projects from yesterday. We're doing 3 more projects today, which I will do a video to show you what projects we make out of that and give you my take on it. And then I just want to remind you guys, if you saw my previous videos, you know that the Album Retreat kit comes with all this extra stuff. This is stuff we are not using in the classes. So all this extra pieces and parts and paper, and these extra die cuts that we're not using, and more extra pieces, and just really some of the prettiest papers we have extra of. So as my gift to you, anybody who orders Album Retreat from me, we're going to make as many bonus pages as we can out of this. We are getting the most for our money out of our $250. So not just all of the 36 hours of classroom with Stampin' Up, but you'll get several hours of classroom with me, reiterating some of the techniques that we learned, using up our scraps, using these really cool leftover die cut pieces as stencils or other additions to our pages. I have so many great ideas with this. Like, look at the little row of stars. Like, surely we're going to do something with this, and making our own DSP. And then obviously getting the most out of all these stamp sets that we bought. You cannot buy these stamp sets any other time. They only come with Album Retreat. They are exclusive to Album Retreat. So I want you to get the most out of your investment of $250. So it's not just the product coming all prepared and the 20 pages. It's all the classroom instruction. It's all the techniques you're going to learn. It's the product that you get, these stamp sets, which will be a nice part of your collection. Like I said, this stitch stamp I'm going to use all the time. So you're getting a lot of value for your money. And as my bonus to you, like I said, we're going to have several hours of classroom instruction to make more pages to go in our album to use up the rest of our stash. So anyway, it is still available and I'll put the link below. Okay, I've got to run because Album Retreat Day 2 is about to start. So thanks for joining. Bye.